is In the Pool News. We're your hosts, Arlie Mixer
and Caitlin McLaughlin. Today we will talk about the ongoing American-Philippine War.
This war has taken a toll on all the lives of the people involved.
In the beginning, Cuba was fighting for their independence against Spain. George Dewey went to Manila Bay and destroyed the Spanish fleet in 1898, leading to the Spanish ceding the Philippines to U.S. for $20 million in December of 1898.
The Battle of Manila was the biggest of the American-Philippine War. The U.S. joined in on February 14, 1899. Due to the U.S. coming into the war, over 3,000 Filipinos died, but only 59 Americans were killed. Most of the tactics would haunt your thoughts. Emilio Aguinaldo said, "I saw my own soldiers die without affecting future events."
These tactics included the Philippines adopting guerrilla warfare, which would be concentration camps, waterboarding, many killed, villages burned, and many other horrific things.
A big battle during this would also include the Battle of Samar Island. This battle was when the Filipinos raided the Americans and massacred them all. Even General Jacob Smith said to the Americans, "Kill any man bearing arms."
Aguinaldo was captured in March 1901, but the war was not declared over until July 4, 1902 by Teddy Roosevelt. 4,000 Americans and 20,000 Filipino soldiers died by the end of the war, but even worse, around 200,000 Filipino citizens died. The Philippines then finally received their independence after World War II in 1949.
We'll take a quick break, and afterwards we'll hear from an interview between a reporter and a citizen.
Hey you!
Me?
Are you thirsty after a long day work at the factories?
Yeah.
Do you need a nice and refreshing drink?
Yeah.
Then you need to try our newest drink on the block, Coca-Cola.
Look at this union worker after a hard day's work going to go buy a Coca-Cola for the low price of 2 nickels. That's a satisfied customer.
Off to you, Kieran.
Welcome back to In the Pool News. I'm Kieran, the investigative reporter, and I'm here with Matthew Raymond.
It was awful. They were waterboarding us and we had no resources. There was nobody there to help. They took our soldiers and pumped salt water into them. Into my mint to make them talk. They have taken us prisoners. People who held their hands and peacefully surrendered. And they're viewing us as imbeciles.
Sorry for that interruption. We'll now be back to our regular scheduled segment. Take it away, Kieran.
Hello there, sir. Would you mind giving us your opinion on the Philippine American War?
I think it's a great opportunity for us to go to war with them. You see, they're a country that can't govern themselves, so we have to step in and help them.
How come you think the war is such a great idea?
Because we can get on that Chinese open door policy, and as well, we can access that Chinese market that we desperately need.
Don't you think they should be allowed to govern themselves?
No, they shouldn't. They've tried governing themselves. Look what happened. We had to step in and help them. They physically can't.
Shouldn't we see what the rest of the world thinks before we take control?
The rest of the world had a chance already. They hesitated. We're the first country to step in and help them after they got released from Spain.
Well, what do you think about the way the war has been fought?
I think it's an amazing war. We're using all our tactics to our advantage. We're outnumbering them in every single way possible. We're going to win this war and take control of that country.
Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to In the Pool News.
We are your hosts,
Arlie Mixer.
and Caitlin McLaughlin.
We'll see you next
time.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Action.
Hello there, sir. Would you mind giving us your opinion on the Philippine American War?
I think it's amazing. We should totally go to war. We're helping them. They're a sorry country that doesn't know how to help themselves.
How come you think the war is such a great idea?
Because we get to take part of that open policy, if you know what I mean, and we can get ourselves into the Asian market.
Don't you think we should be allowed to let them govern themselves?
No, they can't. They're so stupid. We've tried them before and they can't run themselves. That's why we need to step in and help them.
Well, what do you think about the way the war has been fought lately?
I think it's an amazing way to fight. We're using every one of our advantages to our advantage. Because we're smart, we're gonna win this war, and they're gonna stand no chance.
Shouldn't we see what the rest of the world thinks before we impose our imperialism on them?
We already gave them a chance. They had a chance to take themselves, but no one stepped in. That's why we're the right people and going to help them solve the problems.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ramos, for the interview.